The fate of the competency-based curriculum CBC is at the center of the conversation in the country. Today, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has claimed that President William Ruto's administration is strengthening, not repelling CBC.
The CBC is not being repealed. What this good team is doing is to look at it, get the views of stakeholders and the people of Kenya to keep and improve what is good and to address challenges of where there could be weaknesses for our children. That is the position.
Gachagua, who today launched the 42-member team, stated that they will work on ways to improve the CBC.
That it is better to focus on the child. And my first charge to the members of the committee is that for whatever decisions that you are going to make, the constant shall be the child.
Professor Munavu and your team, the way the outgoing CS has said, tell us the truth, raw as it is, and don't look back. We are not interested in being praised and being told what we want to hear. Please listen to the people of Kenya and come up with a report that reflects what Kenyans want and what they feel, however bitter it is.
The second in command was setting the record straight on the future of the CBC just days after President William Ruto appointed a task force led by Professor Raphael Munavu to come up with recommendations, key among them an appropriate structure to implement the curriculum.
So, Professor Munavu, you have a job to do, and I have requested you kindly invite the members of the National Assembly to come and present. The reason why I recommend that you involve the members of the National Assembly is that collectively they have a budget every year of about 42 billion, and 90% of that money goes to education. So it is important that you bring them on board, seek their views, so that when we implement the reforms that you shall recommend to government, the members of the National Assembly and the National Government Constituency Development Fund is part of that intervention.
The team, which will be chaired by Professor Raphael Munavu, will include globally renowned Kenyan teacher Peter Tabichi, Mutheu Kasanga, who was a member of CBC Taskforce, and Professor Collins Odete, among others. However, DP Gachagua has promised to end the teachers' delocalization policy, to which he says has destroyed families.
There are several things that we promise the teachers. The issue of delocalization that has destroyed families. The Ruto administration is for a strong family unit to keep families together, especially more so of those teachers and those Kenyans who are headed to retirement. We want to assist them to prepare for retirement. We'll be engaging with the TSC next week so that the issue of delocalization is dealt with once and for all, and teachers who are taken to places and their families put in an awkward situation, that matter is addressed so that we build strong family ties for a stronger nation.
To ensure the Kenya Kwanza government delivers its promise made during the campaign period, Gachagua has promised they will liaise with the TSC to have more teachers employed, a move that President William Ruto has also emphasized today.
We also made a promise of employing 116,000 teachers in 2 years. We are having an engagement with the TSC and the Ministry of Education next week to roll out a program on how that will be achieved progressively. Of course, in very difficult circumstances. By two things, God's will and good, sound education.
With Education CS nominee Ezekiel Moshogu waiting to be vetted to take up the mantle, DP Gachagua has thanked outgoing Education CS George Magoha for his commitment to ensure CBC works.
And although there will be an incoming CS, I am sure you hold his hand and you are a senior citizen who has served this country with distinction. And when need arises and we need your input and advice, I'm sure the President will be able to call upon you to come and help us. I agree we may be similar in many instances in talking our mind. The only difference is that the government you served, you could not talk openly without reprieve.
Davis Mberia, Ebro News.
You have that side, and also is what we have this side.